back and forth for a while. I didn't think much of it at first. Nighttime restlessness wasn't unusual here, especially among the patients. But as I watched the monitor, my eye caught something else, something moving in one of the hallways. A man in a hospital gown was standing in the middle of the second-floor corridor. His back was turned to the camera, his body still, facing away from me. At first it seemed like he was just standing there, lost or confused. His head was slightly tilted to one side, almost like he was listening to something I couldn't hear. A cold sensation crawled up my spine. I grabbed my flashlight out of reflex, but my hand shook as I moved toward the hallway where I'd seen him. My footsteps were slow, hesitant, the beam of light bouncing nervously off the walls as I reached the corridor. When I turned the corner, he was still there, standing in the center of the hallway. His back was to me, his hospital gown hanging loosely off his frail frame. His posture was wrong, his body stiff like a mannequin. He wasn't moving. I couldn't even see the rise and fall of his chest to indicate he was breathing. I took a cautious step forward, then stopped as I heard it. His breathing. It wasn't normal. It was ragged, deep, and inhuman. Each breath came in uneven bursts, almost like gasping, but slower. The kind of breath you'd expect from someone trying to force air into lungs that didn't work anymore. A wet, dragging sound followed each inhale, like something inside him was broken. He still didn't move. His head stayed tilted, his back rigid. He was waiting. I wanted to call out to ask if he needed help. My instinct was to move closer, but then the rule flashed in my mind. If you see a patient walking in the hallway after midnight, do not speak to them. They are not patients anymore. I felt a rush of dread as though a cold hand had wrapped itself around my heart. His breathing grew louder, more ragged. I could hear the wet, gurgling sound of his lungs, struggling to function, but he didn't turn around. He didn't move. I took a step back, then another. My chest tightened with fear, my breath catching in my throat as I slowly backed away from the hallway. I couldn't tear my eyes away from him. My mind screamed at me to run, but I forced myself to move slowly, carefully. As I turned the corner, there was no denying the cold, creeping terror that told me I'd narrowly avoided something terrible. By 2 a.m., the sense of unease had settled into my bones, and I couldn't shake it. Every creak of the building, every flicker of the lights felt deliberate now, like the hospital was trying to send me a message, something just out of reach. I wandered the hallways again, trying to keep myself occupied. But the longer I stayed, the more the air felt thick, oppressive. Around 2:15 a.m., I heard something. A faint tapping noise, rhythmic and unnatural. It was coming from room 7. I hesitated, the rules flashing in my mind. I didn't remember seeing anyone in room 7 earlier. It must be a mistake. Maybe a patient had been moved during shift change and I hadn't noticed. The door to room 7 was slightly open and I felt an unnatural pull toward it. The tapping continued as I approached, like fingers lightly drumming against a wooden surface. I pushed the door open. Immediately, the air shifted. It was colder in here, so cold that I could see my breath fogging in front of me. The lights in the room flickered violently, and an overwhelming sense of wrongness settled over me. The tapping had stopped. I took a step forward, my heart pounding in my ears. That's when I saw her. A figure stood